We're here at Ford Field to watch the U of D Cubs versus the De La Salle Pilots. Interesting matchup today for the Prep Bowl, 50th annual. I'm Connor Laidlaw here with JJ. Check.
So we got the number 2 ranked Pilots versus the UAD Cubs, unranked at the moment.
U of D will be receiving the ball first. They got Elijah Dotson and Austin Eonox back to return as De La Salle lines up for the kickoff. The kick is away. Fielded by Elijah in the end zone, and that's a touchback.
Yeah, so to start this game, we're looking for Tyler Bolosh to probably take control of this game. UAD's quarterback, number 12. He's a great arm. He's pretty quick. We know he can move, but he's going to get put to the test against De La Salle's defense.
Tyler only making his second varsity start at quarterback, normally playing linebacker. I think he's going both ways today, too. Let's see if that has an effect on his game.
Yeah, Anwar Carter, usually the starter for UAD's offense, but he is out with an arm injury today.
Tyler lined up an empty backfield, 3 to his right, 2 to his left. He looks. He delivers a pass to Austin.
5-yard gain for Austin Eonox, one of the fastest receivers on the Cubs offense. Probably going to be a main target for Tyler.
You love to see that. Your new quarterback getting his first completion on his first attempt.
And we got Linus on a one-on-one with no safety help on the far left side.
They run it up the middle, and that gets stopped for about no gain.
Looked to be Philip Cato running the ball and getting stuffed for about a 2-yard loss.
The Cubs are not matched up well against De La Salle's big defensive line. They got Matt Blachetsky starting at center, which he's got a nose tackle on him who's going to give him some trouble today. Tyler, empty set again. Takes the snap, looks. Oh, does he hit the ref?
He misfired to Philip Cato, it looked like, and I think the punt team is coming out already for the Cubs. A 4-and-out with 1 reception is not what you want to start against the number 2 ranked De La Salle Pilots.
No. Liam McGrail back for the punt. Yeah, this is not the start U of D was looking for. They would have liked to see some points on the board on their first drive. Fields the snap.
McGrail with a
high kick.
Shorter punt.
Oh,
but
gets
we're going to
a
get a
good
UAD
bounce.
Going to the 35-yard line. A good punt by Liam McGrail.
The Cubs defense runs out.
And Connor, who are we looking on the Cubs defense to make a difference against this very good offense from the Pilots?
I mean, another difference maker is Tyler again playing middle linebacker. Jasir at corner, they leave him on an island most times. And then Jason Brown over the top.
Yeah, the DBs for the Cubs are pretty solid this year. They're going to have some trouble against these Pilot receivers, though.
In the regular season, the Cubs struggled with De La Salle's running back. He's a power back. Oh, QB keeper.
And he gets wrapped up but then breaks free for about a 9-yard gain.
Caleb Knuth finally the one to get him down.
Yeah, that was a nice first play from De La Salle, a design QB draw. And he took it for about 9 yards. He got about a yard away from the first down here.
De La Salle completes their pass down the sideline. He breaks a tackle.
And
He is going to go all the way. De La Salle's second play of the game results in a touchdown.
yeah, that's huge for De La Salle. With no effort there.
That's just a missed tackle.
Manned up with Caleb Knuth, and he could not deal with number 22 from the Pilots.
It's like the Pilots are sending their kicking team out to go for one.
Yeah, so the Pilots are going to kick an extra point here.
Kicker lines it up, takes his steps. And the kick is up and good. That puts De La Salle at 7, Cubs at 0.
Yeah, so what do you think, Coach Lewis? Coach Lewis is mad right now. He is livid at UAD's defense right now.
I don't think there's much else. There was good defense everywhere except for that one spot, and the quarterback just recognized the weak matchup and found it.
Yeah, Coach Lewis is screaming at the Jesuit players right now.
I mean, yeah, they preach in practice you got to wrap up on all your tackles, and that time they just didn't execute.
Yeah, either Caleb Knuth had no safety help either. So it was really a one-on-one. He couldn't get the tackle, and then he was gone.
Caleb getting all Catholic, though. He's shown Coach Lewis all year that he's okay to be left alone. He's one of the best tackling corners the Cubs have. De La Salle out to kick off again. Same returners for U of D and Elijah and Austin. The kickoff is bombed into the end zone again, and they don't even attempt to catch it. Another touchback. Cubs offense taking the field again.
Yeah, what do you think the Cubs need to do here to kind of get their offense going? A 4-and-out on the first drive of the game is not what you want against the Pilots.
I mean, I think the Cubs really, they thrive when they can establish a run game, but I don't know how well they're going to be able to do that against this big front. So I think just get Tyler warm, call a couple deep pass plays. Him and Linus have some pretty good chemistry, so.
Yeah, and the Cub receivers are very solid, but matching up against this very good defense is going to be a struggle to find any open receivers.
Tyler takes a snap and he hands it off, and that's taken down for a loss.
Yeah, loss of about 6 yards there.
Nick Johnson on the carry.
So the Cubs have a 3-man running back rotation between Nick Johnson, Philip Cato, and
Ellis Folk.
yes.
Tyler going empty again. 3 to his right, 2 to his left. Really trying to spread out the defense. Looks to draw him off sides, does not get him. Tyler drops back, he looks.
Ooh.
That pass is almost intercepted,
Is broken
but incomplete.
up by the Pilots defender. He's a bit slow to get up.
That was intended for Jordan Hearns.
There's a risky pass throwing into double coverage right there.
I like this offensive play call, spreading out the defense. We know Tyler's got the arm talent to get it there.
Yeah, I think the Cubs might want to maybe run a fly route by one of the receivers and just throw it up in a one-on-one coverage to maybe Elijah.
Elijah's one of the fastest kids in the state, and he has some pretty good hands on him.
Yeah, definitely one of the Cubs' top targets.
Tyler looking again. Oh, misses the pass on a high ball.
Yeah, not a good pass there.
Another
either.
slant intended for Jordan Hearns, and the punt team comes out.
Yeah, so Liam McGrail, the Cubs punter, has already been very active to start the day. This is second punt.
Deep in their territory.
Second possession of the game for the Cubs, and it is their second punt.
He had a decent punt last time, but he was a bit farther up on the field, so let's see if he can get it there. Heels on the end zone. Clean snap. Oh, that punt is fielded. And tackled, wrapped up by a gang of Cubs almost immediately.
Yeah, the Cubs doing a great job wrapping him up and bringing him down. But now we're looking to see the Pilots offense and see what they're going to do on this possession. The Cubs defense really needs to lock up right here because you can't let another two-play touchdown happen again.
You got to start wondering if Tyler playing both ways is having an effect on either side of the ball. You don't normally see the starting quarterback also when they're at middle linebacker making all the hits.
Yeah, you don't see that a lot at all. It's pretty risky because your backup, or usually the starting quarterback, is injured. So the backup quarterback, if he gets injured, you're down to your third string, which is not what you want playing a very good Pilots team.
Oh, and De La Salle runs it. Another missed tackle. Oh, 2 missed tackles by the Cubs, and he's forced out of bounds.
Yeah, it looked to be about a 7 or 8 yard gain there. A very good run. Ellis Folks making the tackle finally.
De La Salle coming out with trips to the left. They motion one over. QB drops back, delivers a dart to number 22,
That was a very good pass.
but quickly tackled by Jasir and Ellis. Another 1st and 10 for the Pilots. Same formation. Coach sees something he likes, calling in an audible.
Yeah, there's one-on-one coverage on almost every receiver right now.
Motions again.
Looks like the Cubs are in man right here. And
They
just
hand it
hand
off up the
to-
middle, and that's going to be wrapped. Oh,
looks
almost breaks it, but a gain of about 9 on the play.
Looks to be Rhett Rozier. Yeah, Rhett Rozier with the 9 yard carry.
Yeah, they saw this a lot in the regular season, that running back. He's not afraid to just put his shoulder down and run straight up the middle. It's going to be a long day for the linebackers inside. And they rolls out. Oh, almost a nice broken up pass by Caleb Knuth there.
Yeah, you can tell Caleb has been in the football world for a while. He's a very good corner, knows how to tackle, and he also plays very good defense, as you can tell by that broken up pass.
Pilots looking at their first 3rd down of the night. Deep in the Cub territory in the red zone, so you got to wonder if they don't get it here. Would you kick it or would you go for it?
Me personally, I would kick it to get a 2-possession lead on the Cubs. Even though they have some very big running backs that are just plowing straight through
De La Salle runs it up the middle again, and running back gets met at the line but just drives forward for a couple more yards. That's Tyler Bolash and Edrin Cross in on the tackle, along with Tyler Sankowitz. That's 1st down for the Pilots. About 11 yards to the end zone here. They throw it. Oh, it's caught, and he makes a move. Gets tackled around the 4-yard line. That's Alex Iannuzzi, one of the first ones there. Coming from his defensive line position. You love to see the hustle out there.
Yeah, that's really not what you want. The Pilots are really just running any play they want to and picking up an easy 5 yards on every play. And there is 6 minutes left.
Oh, he reaches. Fumble in the end
There was
zone.
a fumble in the end zone recovered by the Pilots for a touchdown. Looks like Drogosh, the quarterback for the Pilots, tried to keep it himself and fumbled it. And the Pilots recover in the end zone to go up 13-0.
Kicker's running out again. See if he can make this 14-0 Pilots lead. You don't want to see the Cubs defense here looking like they're getting a bit down on themselves. They need to keep the intensity high and just keep playing. The kick is good. 14-0. De La Salle.
Yeah, and it looks like Coach Lewis is fired up. He doesn't seem to be too mad right now. It looks like he's congratulating the Cubs. Probably because they had a fumble, but they unfortunately did not recover it. That's kind of just unlucky for the Cubs right there.
Just a right place, right time play for the Pilots. We've seen De La Salle's kicker kick 2 touchbacks already. Let's see if he can go for a third, or they're going to force U of D to return it.
I think they should definitely keep it back in their end zone because UD, they would have a lot more luck off the kickoff than they will with their offense.
They have some dangerous return men back there with Elijah Dotson and Austin. And the kick's away. This one bounces around the 10.
Looks like it was whistled. Look, an illegal procedure by the kicking team.
They're going to be backing up De La Salle right there. It's just a mental error.
So, Connor, what exactly is an illegal procedure?
I think the gunners, as they call them, the people outside the kicker, they passed the line of scrimmage before the ball was actually kicked, which gives them an unfair advantage.
Yeah, that is a mistake by the Pilots, backing them up. This is definitely going to give the Cubs a chance to return this if they want to take it here.
I think they're going to have to be forced to return this. I don't know if this kicker has a nice kick. Feel it, the 5 by Elijah. He's taking it.
Oh, and Dotson is smoked by about 3 Pilots defenders.
Walks it off, though. Doesn't feel a thing.
Yeah, so what do the Cubs exactly have to do right now if they want a touchdown or even to get a first down?
Cubs have got to put some points on the board here. We haven't seen any deep passes by Tyler. We've seen a lot of slants, though. That's all. We've only seen slants and runs. So I think Tyler's just got to start taking some deep shots here. He may not be comfortable under the lights, but there's only one way to learn. He motions his back. Looks to him. That's covered. He gets wrapped up and taken down.
And he fumbles. It looked like he was down before he fumbled, though. And we are back
at the 4-yard line.
Not what you want to see here.
Cubs subbing in Austin Enox. Putting Tyler in an empty backfield. Five minutes left in the first. Takes the snap. He launches it.
Whoa.
Looks like a miscommunication on routes there. That was intended for Linus Gauman, who I think ran a post, but I don't know if it was supposed to be a streak or not.
Yeah, not a very effective play right there, that's for sure. And the Cubs are 3rd and long right now. Looks about 3rd and 20.
5 minutes left in the first. Pilots 14, Cubs 0. Let's see if the Cubs can get a drive going here. Bolash empty. He looks. He rolls out to his right. He throws a beautiful pass.
Looks
Oh,
like pass interference, and it was.
you get a nice call. Pass interference
That
on number
is
9.
a very bad
He
mistake.
cannot believe what he's done.
Very bad mistake by the Pilots right there, getting pass interference on 3rd and 20
Had
on
an
a
easy punt down. They were probably going to field the punt in U of D's territory.
on a Hail Mary. They get a pass interference, which gives the Cubs an automatic first down.
It is high school rules, so they only get 15 yards on the play, which brings them up to 3rd and 8. Repeat the down. It would have been huge if they got it at the spot of the foul. That is what you like to see, though. Tyler looking a bit more comfortable back there, unleashing the cannon.
Oh,
Throws a screen that's batted down.
that is not a very good play right there either. Looks like he was trying to throw a screen maybe, and it just didn't work out at all.
And the punt team walks back onto the field. Liam McGrail back there to punt.
I think the Cubs have one completed pass the whole game. Another 3 and out, and the Cubs are looking to punt again.
Looks like the Cubs totally abandoned the run game on that drive right there. A high snap. Oh, kicked right to the Pilots return man. He gets forced outside, and he'll be pushed out of bounds at about the 32.
Yeah, so a pretty solid return there for seemed to be about 20 yards. Close to 20 yards there. Pretty solid punt as well, backed up in his own territory again. And now the Cubs are back on defense again. 2 straight drives by the Pilots. They have scored both of those drives.
A flag thrown. Another illegal procedure by the Pilots. That's going to back them up 5 yards. First and 15 for the Pilots at they motion. They hand it off on the sweep to number 2, who gets stopped for about 7 yards at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, the Cubs cannot keep allowing 7-yard gains every single play.
Pilots offense has really been working here. They're running the power formation, keeping 2 tight ends on the field.
Yeah, and the whole game we're going to be looking at the matchup between Caleb, number 2, the DB for the Cubs, and number 22 for the Pilots.
That's a run stopped rather quickly. That's a nice play by the interior lineman and Alex Iannuzzi. And Jack Boris getting there. Jack Boris, another one of the leaders on the defense, playing linebacker as a senior. You love to see him fly around. He's kind of the hype man on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and right now you're seeing him line up at cornerback.
Quarterback, oh, it's a screen pass. Dumps it off to the running back who has one man to beat and can't do it. That's Jasir Rahman with the tackle.
Yeah, very good tackle by Jasir over there.
Coming
Got blocked, crawled over, and tackled the receiver for the Pilots.
Saved a walk-in touchdown right there.
And it looks like the Pilots.
Looks like they're getting backed up. There might have been a flag on the play. I think holding the
on
call.
the offense.
Backed up, ball at the 30.
1st and 25 for the Pilots.
Back-to-back penalties is not what they were looking to see. This De La Salle coaches cannot be happy.
First and 10 for the Pilots. Bit of confusion from everybody in the stadium right now. There was a dead ball foul on the and another flag has been thrown.
Let them play, ref. It's a false start on the offense.
So
First and 15. QB keep, runs to the right. Another flag is thrown.
That might be coming back the other way again. Probably a holding on the offense.
QB is forced out around the 15
a face mask on the offense.
Wow. De La Salle
Legal hands to the face by the offense. De La Salle is getting targeted by these refs right now.
This is what the Cubs needed. Taking the wind out of De La Salle's sails. The momentum has almost seemed to stop.
Yeah, they've been getting backed up every single time they've snapped the ball. That's just really not what you want as an offense at all. They're getting backed up.
Wow.
15 yards.
First and 32 for De La Salle.
Yeah, let's see what the Pilots draw up here on a very long first and 32.
And they look out. It's a pass in the pocket. Tries to go deep, but overthrows his man. That's Caleb Knuth in coverage right there.
Yeah, it was solid coverage. The receiver is kind of open, but it was a bad ball anyways.
This brings up second and 32 for the Pilots. Two minutes and 13 seconds left in the first. 14-0 Pilots. Brady Drogosh takes the snap. Throws a screen to his receiver, who runs into a man but breaks the tackle. That's another tackle for Caleb.
Yeah, Caleb Knuth.
And Jack Morrison on there to help.
Yeah, it looks like Tyler Sankowitz, number 9 for the Cubs, initially hit the receiver, but bounced right off of him. And 3rd and 28 now for the Pilots. The Cubs very much need a stop here. The minute 30 to go in the first quarter.
Quarterback takes this low snap, looks for a slant over the middle, gets his man, makes someone miss, and he's going to take that in for the touchdown. Wow. That was a nice play by the receiver.
Yeah,
a good adjustment there.
3rd and 28, and the Cubs let up a 40-yard touchdown. You just really cannot let that happen as a defense. You know they're passing on a very long 3rd down, and you let up a 40-yard touchdown.
Was that Jason Brown who was covering on that side?
It looked to be.
There was no safety help over the top, though, so. Refs blow it dead again as the kicker lines up. The kick is up and good. 21-0, De La Salle.
No surprise there that he made another extra point. He's really just automatic from kicking from anywhere.
Cubs have got to get the ball rolling here.
Yeah, let's see what they can do here. The Cubs really need something going on offense. It's going to be hard for them, though, if they can't complete a pass and their runs are getting stuffed every play. They're really not going to have any success at all.
They almost caught a big break with that pass interference call. If that would have reset the downs, I think they would have gotten something going. Elijah Dotson and Austin Enox, the two returners for the Cubs. De La Salle's kicker off the kick for a fourth time this quarter. That's going to be fielded by Austin this time. Breaks a tackle and then gets tripped up at around the 16-yard line.
Yeah, another maybe not the greatest decision for the Cubs. They're getting the ball behind where they would have gotten if he'd taken a touchback in that situation.
Tyler Bolash leading the Cubs offense out onto the field again.
Yeah, what are we looking for Tyler to do on this play? We know he's a very skilled quarterback, but right now he is not looking to be in his element.
We just need some completions. To be honest, the line's been looking pretty good. Tyler has not gotten pressured that much. Only one sack given up.
Yeah, and there's no safety help at all on any of these DBs for the Pilots.
They motion over. Tyler completes it to Austin. Tries to break a tackle, but it's down for about 5 yards at the 20.
Yeah, also a very fast receiver for the Cubs. Looking to get him started, give him a couple more touches. Between him and Elijah, they should be having a lot of throws towards them. Looks like Dakari Gilkey and Philip Cato will be subbed in for Enex and Johnson.
This two-back run set, the Cubs like to run. Both very talented running backs. Matt Blajetsky playing center here. Good snaps all day. Another one. Gives it to Phillip, who gets stuffed in the backfield.
It was Dakari Gilkey on the carry for the Cubs. Number 15 for the Cubs going nowhere on that carry, and they have a 3rd and 8 for the Cubs as the first quarter is over.
Cubs do have a very young offense, though.
And the Cubs back on the field after talking it over with their coach. Really not doing too hot right now. 3rd and 8 with Tyler Bolash back to take another snap. Bolash rolling out. Looks like there's another flag on the play. Bolash gets smoked.
Oh, wow. That was a hard hit.
Smoked by the defender, number
Tyler
88.
slow to get up.
There was a flag on the play. It was holding on the offense. So the punt team is coming back out again for the Cubs.
Tyler playing 3 sides of the ball actually as their long snapper, getting no rest all day.
Yeah, really not what you want from a starting quarterback on your team, to be playing all sides of the ball. When you think you're done on offense and you're getting a break, you're going right back out to play one of the hardest positions on defense.
McGrail from deep in his end zone.
About a 38-yard punt, and now about 2 or 3 yards after he caught the punt. So the Cubs have been scored on all 3 times that they've been on defense. Hopefully for the Cubs here, they're going to get a stop and turn the ball over. But they're really going to have to lock up these defenders for these receivers for the Pilots.
Yeah, what do we think the Cubs defense needs to do differently?
Right now, the Cubs defense is really just letting up way too many yards on every catch, every run. They're not getting tackles. They're not wrapping up. And here we got Drogosh for a carry for about 5 yards, straight up the middle. Yeah, so Brady Drogosh, one of the best quarterbacks in this class, Cincinnati football commit, going there with a bunch of talented Michigan players like Amari Snowden, who's a 2-sport commit for baseball and football. And Rhett Rozier, also the back for the Pilots, also a very good baseball player for the Pilots. And Drogosh back to take the snap, throws it across the middle on a slant, and looks like Knuth over to tackle his man after letting up about a 10-yard slant.
Yeah, De La Salle's offense is rolling here.
Yeah, it's going to be a hard day when even one of your best cornerbacks on the team, Caleb, is getting cooked on a slant route. But he was in there to make a tackle and not allow him to get another touchdown. This looks like Drogosh is looking over to his coach, seeing what play they're going to call here. He's back for the snap, throws a little hitch route.
Another missed tackle.
Another touchdown for the Pilots, number 14. About a 5-yard hitch route, breaks the tackle, in for the touchdown, 27-0. The Cubs are getting blown out right now, but there's a lot of time to play. Cubs can always make a comeback.
But a lot of football left to be played in this game.
Yes, we have 9 minutes and 45 seconds left until halftime. The Cubs really aren't just looking like their usual self, like how they were looking against Seaholm, but it obviously is a very, very different opponent. De La Salle, one of the best teams in the state. And the extra point is good, of course, no doubt about it. 28-0, De La Salle against the U of D Cubs. U of D really needs something on this offensive possession here. Coach Lewis talking over to his players, talking about what they want to do here. De La Salle really just getting everything free right now. It doesn't even look like they're trying at this point. They could just do whatever they want, and it's going to work for them.
Yeah, they have not been met with much resistance from the Cubs here.
Cubs band has been making some good noise this whole time, though. We can definitely tell our Jesuit band is a lot louder than the Pilots band.
We also got the Mercy cheer team down there trying to hype up the student section. We got De La Salle for kickoff here.
And we've got Ionex and Dotson back to take the kickoff again. And Dotson to receive the kick. Looks like he is going to take it out past the 10. met by a lot of, oh, he swings out way wide, throws a stiff arm, loses the ball. It looks like he fumbled it out of bounds at about the 24, 25-yard line. Very lucky for the Cubs. Dotson with a solid return. Looks like he was met by a bunch of defenders, kicked it all the way outside, fumbled at about the 24-yard line. Cubs ball still.
Yeah, that ball took a good bounce off the fumble.
Yeah, very lucky bounce for the Cubs right there. Tyler Bolash back to take the snap again with Nick Johnson in the backfield with him. 2 to his left, 2 to his right for the receivers. Bolash to take the snap, throws it over to Dotson, who is double teamed but still catches the ball for about a 4 or 5 yard gain.
Nice gain to just get some completions for his receivers.
And it is 2nd and 5 for the Cubs here. This is why we need a bunch of plays, just 5-yard pickups all the way down the field to get a score here. Bolash back to take the snap again. Tries to draw him off sides, does not work. Motions Johnson over to his other side. Bolash looking, motions Johnson over again. Bolash looks towards Johnson, throws it to Johnson. He is absolutely hammered. Absolutely hammered by number 6 from the Pilots. Not a good job blocking by the Cubs there. Gets their star running back killed. And he is getting subbed out for Philip Cato.
I think the blocking was fine. Number 6 just made a great play coming down from his safety position on the outside.
Bolash by himself running 5 wide here for the Cubs. 2 to his right, 3 to his left. Bolash is going to need a completion here. 3rd and 5, throws across the middle. Incomplete to Gauman, it looks like, or sorry, number 18, Jordan Hearns, and another Cubs punt.
Defense was draped all over him there.
Yeah, the Cubs are going to have to punt again. Nothing, not what you want to see when you're playing a very skilled Pilots team. You do not want to be punting for the 5th time today. A high snap again. McGrail boots it about 40 yards. Fumble. Oh, great tackle by Tyler Bolash, the quarterback, linebacker.
Long snapper.
Long snapper. Basically just an absolute unit for this Cubs defense.
What an athlete.
That's really what you want to see out of your starting quarterback right there, making a huge tackle on a punt. Especially when you have a good punt returner like number 2 for the Pilots. Very shifty guy, and Bolash just watches the hips, makes the tackles, not getting fooled by him. Now, Connor, what do you...
Holding on the Pilots, so that's going to back him up even more.
Connor, what are you looking for the Cubs defense to do right now to stop the Pilots?
Jay, they just got to, I think, stop the run game first, focus on that, and then I don't know what else to say for the corners. They've just been getting beat man on man.
Yeah, 2 people that have been targeted a lot are Jason Brown and Caleb Knuth as the Cubs take a timeout. 28 to De La Salle, 0 to UAD with 8 minutes and 20 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. 1st and 10 for the Pilots on the 31-yard line. Now, what do you think the Cubs are talking about right here in the huddle?
I think Coach Lewis is really just trying to get these guys fired up. Get to go back out there. They've made some mistakes, but just focus on the next play.
And Dragish back again for the snap. Takes the snap, low snap, hands it off to Rozier. Rozier all the way down, and that is going to be another Pilots touchdown. The first play, Rhett Rozier with an easy touchdown to give a 34-0 lead for the Pilots. And that is a very good running back right there. Rozier probably going to get a lot of D1 offers by the end of this season. He's a very big guy, very hard runner. He's got very good speed and size. Just really everything you want in a running back. And Rozier only a junior this year. He still has one more year to play. And another extra point is good.
De La Salle 35, Cubs still scoreless.
Yeah, 8 minutes and 5 seconds left to go in the second quarter. The Cubs really have had zero answer for the Pilots right now. So the only way the Cubs are going to get some offense generated here is one-on-one coverage. One of our very talented receivers could get open and we could look for him deep. It's really looking like every time we run a slant inside, a out route that's double covered, it's getting broken up. We just need to really air the ball out. We know Bolash has a very good arm, easily can throw the ball over 50 yards in the air, hit someone in stride.
Sorry about the camera angle. Our cameraman abandoned us for a second.
Yeah, so for the Cubs on this return, what do you think we want to do right here?
Give the ball to, I think, 2 solid returnmen. We've seen Elijah take 1 kick to the house already this season. So
yeah, I was against Seaholm, a very good.
A line drive
kick fielded by Enex. Very fast guy here. He's going to take it to the far outside. Enex cuts back upfield. Enex breaks 3 tackles and gets wrapped up at about the 31-yard line. A very good return. About a 30-yard return by Austin Enex after a line drive kick. And our cameraman is checking back in. Cubs offense coming back out here again. I don't even want to know how Tyler Bolash is feeling right now after being on not even having a break this whole entire game, playing the most important position on the field for offense and also playing as a linebacker and a long snapper.
Tyler taking 6 plays off the whole game just for kickoff.
Yeah, he's had to be on the field a lot with all the punting, defense, and offense they've had to play as they hand the ball off to Nick Johnson for a 0-yard gain. Pilots defense is swarming to whoever touches the ball. Cubs have probably only about 20 yards of total offense right now. 2nd and 11 as Johnson lost a yard on the carry. It looks like there's man coverage all around with one safety helping. And Dotson breaks free. Dotson gets a first down, it looks like, with a flag on the play. Elijah Dotson, one of the good receivers on this Cubs team. Also a very good track athlete. State champions last year. Dotson winning all Catholic this year. Only as a sophomore. Very young team for the Cubs. Junior quarterback. A junior receiver. Two more junior receivers. Overall, a very young team. The defense has a couple more seniors, but the offense is really a junior, sophomore ran side of the ball. And Bolash running 5 wide here. Cubs looking to most likely pass the ball here, but they're going to run a jet sweep with Dotson. Dotson up the middle, cuts it back for about a 4-yard gain. And it is 2nd and 6 on the 37-yard line for the Cubs. They really do need anything, any type of point right here. The momentum is swinging so hard towards the De La Salle side.
DC and Phillip in at running backs now. U of D going back to this old formation.
Yeah, so 2 running backs to each side of Bolash. They're going to put Cato in motion. Bolash not even looking towards Cato. He's going to throw it downfield towards Galman, but Galman cannot reel it in, laying out for the ball. Bolash, solid pass. Galman could not get to it. Galman also, right now, he's second string backup behind Bolash as the starting quarterback for the Cubs is injured. Galman's also one of those guys that can do it all. We haven't seen him on defense yet, but he's also on the punt team, kickoff team. He plays receiver and quarterback. Probably could throw him in at running back, too, if he really wanted to.
Tyler, high snap.
Throws it downfield for Dotson, and Dotson has room. Dotson to the end zone. Elijah Dotson with a great catch. This is the guy we were just talking about, a sophomore for the Cubs. Cubs make it a 35-6 game. This is just going to spark some energy on the Cubs sideline and everybody in this field that is a Cubs fan.
TB12 has got to feel some relief after his first touchdown pass.
Yeah, it takes a lot of stress off you. And just a beautiful play by the Cubs there, getting it to Elijah Dotson. That's what I've been saying. We need to start airing the ball out a lot more, and when we do it, we're scoring such talent from our receiving core. It's really bound to happen.
Linus Galman holding Liam McGrail back for the kick, and Tyler Bolash snapping.
And it looks like a flag is on the play again. Refs have really been no tolerance so far. They haven't really let a lot slide. And it looks like the Cubs are going to be backed up by a false start. So 35-6 still with the Cubs to kick this extra point with 5 minutes and 55 seconds left to play in the second quarter.
This will be a 25-yard kick now for the extra point. Not what you want to have with a first-year kicker out there. Let's see if McGrail can hit it. Good snap.
And
Kick is up and good.
Very good kick from McGrail right there.
Believed him in the whole time.
And now the Cubs to kick off for the first time this game to the Pilots. 35-7. The Pilots are really just running away with this game. The Cubs very much need a stop right here if they want to compete in this game. It's a 4-touchdown game.
Not even halftime yet, though, so plenty of time for Cubs to spark the comeback of the year.
Yeah, De La Salle lost to Brother Rice earlier this year. That is the only loss they've had in the past 2 years, as they won the state championship last year in Michigan. And McGrail out there to kick off again for the Cubs. De La Salle probably have some threats in their backfield.
5:55 left in the second.
McGrail with a not very good kick field at the 25. and taken up to the 38-yard line. Not great, not a great kickoff for the Cubs right there.
You got to
But
wonder if that was intentional, though. You think they were trying to squib it?
I don't believe so. There is a possibility that they could be doing that, but really the Cubs just don't want to give any better field position than they have to the Pilots right now.
You got to consider, though, De La Salle has some pretty dangerous returners back there, and we don't know if McGrail can kick a touchback yet, so. Cub defense on the field.
Yeah, so Dragic again out there to take the snaps for De La Salle. Back, he's looking over the middle, and a beautiful broken up pass by Ian. Number 7 for the Cubs.
Great play by Ian Connell there to get over the receiver. No pass interference call. Clean play all around.
Yeah, it's a very good defensive play by Colonel right there. Just getting his hands in there, not hitting the receiver's body too much, and it's a great play as the Pilots hand it off, but wrapped up for only a 2-yard gain. Another flag is thrown. And we were waiting to see what the call's going to be.
Kalen Bradshaw in on the tackle.
It looks like the Cubs are getting moved back now. Or sorry, not moved back, but the Pilots are rather getting moved forward. 3rd and 3 for the Pilots here after their 5-yard penalty. Snap handed off to the back, and he is breaking out again, and that is another touchdown for the Pilots. Yeah, the Cubs have really just put no defensive pressure on the Pilots at all. The Pilots are running away. Anything they do is just working every time for them. And now the Pilots kicker number 93 back out to kick another extra point. It's been very active today. 41, the Pilots, 7 to the Cubs. Most likely going to be 42 after this kick.
This kicker has been automatic today.
And it is good again.
(42-7), 5 minutes left in the half. I can't remember last time I've seen a game like this.
Yeah, it's really just a blowout at this point. The Cubs don't have a lot of faith probably in themselves on the sideline as they're down 5 touchdowns and have not got a defensive stop yet. But and the same 2 receivers are back there for the Cubs, Elijah Dotson and Austin Ianx. Elijah Dotson last possession getting about a 30-yard touchdown to give the Cubs their only points of the game. And this is the last game for the Cubs if they lose this game, which at this point, getting close to the second half, is looking like the Cubs are not going to win this game, but you never know.
35-point deficit for them to overcome here.
Yeah, Coach Lewis could give a very good pep talk during the halftime intermission. Cubs could come out with some fire next half. It's number 96 back to kick off the ball again. And another laser. Is it good? No, just misses under the goal post. Touchback. Cubs get the ball at their 20-yard line. And some score updates from college football right now. Clemson obviously beat Syracuse earlier this morning. Ohio State killed Iowa earlier. Cincinnati barely beats SMU 29-27, and Cincinnati was a very good team last year too. Ole Miss beating LSU by 3 points right now. Very close matchup. UCLA and Oregon, game day, game of the week is 31 to Oregon, 16 to UCLA. And Bolash back to take the snap now. Throws across the middle to Jordan Hearns. Jordan Hearns gets about a 12-yard gain there. That's what we like to see for them. And another good matchup between Texas and Oklahoma State. Looks like Texas is winning 31-24. Texas, obviously a solid team this year. They got their solid running back, Bijan Robinson, for them. But back into the Cubs game, Bolash still back there to take the snap. Nick Johnson in the backfield with them. Cubs have a probably total of -5 yards of rushing this game. They've just been getting swarmed up every time they try to hand the ball off, but Bolash is going to throw a screen to Ianx. Ianx kicking it out wide. He's got speed, and he's met, but battles forward for about 11 yards with forward progression. Austin Ianx with a nice screen pass right there. Looks like he's a bit slow to get up, limping towards the sideline. Seems like he's going to be fine, though. And Austin Ianx, only his second year playing football. Very impressive. This looks like he's running off the paint on the sideline right now. And Bolash with Dakari Gilkey and Philip Cato in the backfield with him. 3 receivers out wide and a handoff to Gilkey. Gilkey gets stuffed for about a 1-yard gain on the line of scrimmage. I really do not believe that the Cubs should be running the ball right now. They have had 0 success running the ball. They've had a lot of success, or not a lot of success, but they've had all their success from passing the ball, throwing deep balls to Dotson, and it is 2nd and 9 for the Cubs here. Bolash back again to take the snap. He's going to look for Gauman, who makes a great diving catch. Looks to be about 3rd and a yard right now. And Cato's going to get subbed in again. Ianx is going to get subbed out.
DC's in there also with him.
Yeah, DC is in. Dakari Gilkey, number 15, running back for the Cubs. And Bolash back to take the snap again. Tries to get him to jump off sides. He's going to look over to get a new play here. And Bolash hands the ball off to Gilkey, who runs for about a 5-yard pickup. Just what the Cubs wanted right there, moving the chains on 3rd down. Looks like the Cubs might be above negative yards on the ground. It's 1st and 10 on the Pilots' 40-yard line. 2 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the second quarter. 42 to the Pilots and 7 to the Cubs. And Bolash is going to scramble out wide. Looks like he's looking it down for Jordan Hearns, who taps his toes at about the 23-yard line. Great catch by Jordan Hearns right there, number 18 for the Cubs, also a sophomore.
Cubs are missing some big players this year. Zach Green, highly recruited defensive tackle and offensive big lineman that the Cubs could have used this year. He was out with a knee injury all season.
Yeah, he's also only a sophomore too, so he will be back next season with this good Cubs young roster that they're going to have. And I think Connor Laidlaw, my broadcasting partner, is going to be playing football next year, thinking about it, as Dotson gets the jet sweep. Dotson makes a move to the outside. Dotson
hits him with the hezzy.
like he gets to the first down. Let's see if they give it to him. But Dotson, as you can tell, very speedy, but there's a holding on the offense. That is going to back them up. But just an example right there of what Dotson can do for this offense. Just gets the jet sweep, turns it upfield. Would have been a first down if the holding was not called. So it's 1st and 13 for the Cubs right now. Bolash with no backs behind him. He's got 5 wide, 2 to his left, 3 on his right side.
1st and 13 here.
Bolash to take the snap, looking pressure, and he gets dropped in the backfield. Bolash tried to escape the pressure, could not do so.
John Stallard getting beat there almost immediately off the ball. Tyler had no time to check even his blind side.
Yeah, it really didn't look like, it kind of looked like he came unblocked right there. Just no help at all for Bolash right there. Nothing he can do about that. With time winding down, 50 seconds to go in the second quarter. Bolash takes the snap. Bolash looks like he's throwing it long for Galman, who does not receive the ball. That's really what the Cubs wanted right there. It looks like Galman was open if he could have got found. But I think they need to keep running that same type of play, honestly. But Dotson, you're gonna have the most hope with. He's a very tall guy, fast guy. If he gets open down there, his speed can make up for any type of ball if it's overthrown, underthrown. But Bolash back to take the snap, 5 wide again. Bolash looking left side. Bolash
hit by his own lineman who got blown up. That's Matthew Blajetsky getting blown back into the backfield.
Yeah, number 44 for the Pilots, just shoving Blajetsky all the way back in his own quarterback. Not really what you want to see here. He's got 20 seconds left. Looks like they might just run it out till half possibly, or maybe go for one more play with 10 seconds left. I mean, if you're the Cubs here, might as well throw one down, throw one deep for, looks like they're just going to take it to half.
Another lineman missing is Dylan Watkins, a junior who had another hip and knee problem, so can't wait to see him back next year with J.J. Sheck, who will be trying out for DB. All right, De La Salle 42, Cubs 7, going into halftime.
Looks like the Cubs actually called timeout with 1 second. There was a lot of confusion going on the field of why would they
wait till 1 second left.
1 second left instead of, and it looks like Coach Lewis is already
headed
running
to the
locker room before the team.
You gotta wonder if this is a Lamar Jackson situation for Coach Lewis.
It looks like the Cubs are probably going to just throw a Hail Mary here. And I bet you the Pilots know exactly what they're doing too.
I dare them to call ISO.
I'm guessing Dotson's probably going to get targeted here, or Jordan Hearns, 2 of their biggest receivers. And Bolash is just going to throw it up. And Dotson, Dotson mosses everybody down to the 8-yard line. It really doesn't matter, but that just shows you exactly how Dotson is. He can just bring down anything around 3 defenders. He catches it. Doesn't really help them at all, though.
Would have been looking at about a 60-yard pass there from Tyler to get it to the end zone, though. So
yeah, off his back foot as well. But it is the Pilots 42, Cubs 7 going into halftime.
And we're back after the long halftime break. The Cubs to kick off to the Pilots, all ready to start it off.
Big congratulations to all the players who received academic awards. Even if they weren't playing football as their main sport, they still got a shout out during halftime. A great kick by Liam down to the 15, fielded easily by the Pilots. Oh my goodness, he makes a cut and is almost gone. De La Salle picking up right where they left off going into halftime, dominating the Cubs.
And it looks like the
Had some technical difficulties there on the play due to our cameraman who's not normally used to being in the booth with us. But there was a flag on the play for De La Salle. They're going to get backed up.
Yeah, and it looks like De La Salle's backup quarterback is in. Kind of disrespectful, if you ask me. Pilots are up 42-7. The handoff up the middle for a 5-yard gain gets back to the original line of scrimmage. And Ellis Folks looks to be on the ground right now.
Tyler Bullock with the tackle there.
And Ellis Folks is down. One of the bigger guys on
Eric
the
Schwab running onto the field to seek some medical attendance to our injured player. Ellis. It's Ellis. Ellis gets up and walks away on his own. That's a good sign. JJ, happy to see that.
Yeah, Ellis also a very good baseball player as well. We're going to need him for the season. Glad he's not injured.
That is a spring sport though, so he would have all winter, but still, no injuries are wanted here. De La Salle lined up in the shotgun. One running back, two to the quarterback's right, one to his left on an island. No safety over top. Mercy's cheer team getting everyone hype. Band looks to be a bit quiet right now. You've got to wonder when they're going to snap the ball.
And a QB keeper for about 1 yard gain.
Dylan Trondle at quarterback now for the Pilots, a former Cub.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate for the Cubs. They're playing a former Cub.
Who ran right into the heart of the defense there, and Edrin Cross, Tyler Bolash, and Kasim Gozik. Back up again. Cubs have got him on 3rd and about 6. Goes for the pass.
Here, wide
Wow.
open. No one.
Who is
even
on
near
that
him.
man? That is a walk-in touchdown for the Pilots.
48-7. The Pilots are massacring the Cubs right now. That might be the best word to describe a 41-point lead in the start of the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, this is not how the Cubs wanted to end their season. We're not saying it's over yet, but it's not looking good,
We're not saying it's over, but it's over.
if you know what I mean.
And now the automatic field goal kicker, extra point kicker, any type of kicker is back on the field. We have yet to see him miss an extra point today. Probably hasn't missed many this whole season.
Back with the college football. Ole Miss is now trailing an unranked LSU team by 11 points with 20-31. That's really the biggest update we have now coming out of half.
Yeah, really most of the games aren't even that close at this point. Cincinnati beat SMU by 2. Texas and Oklahoma are still going on now. But one of the bigger games tonight, we got TCU and Kansas State against, or not against, and then we have Mississippi State versus Alabama. Those are going to be 2 great games at 7 and 8 o'clock. Then Penn State also plays Minnesota.
Good
Penn
Big
State.
Ten matchup there.
Yeah, Penn State probably should win that game.
That's what the report says. De La Salle's kicker back out to kick off to Elijah and Austin.
Yeah, ever since the Pilots have been running away with this game, we've lost a fair amount of fans. It's not as loud in the stadium anymore. It's kind of just dead in the stadium right now.
I think after about De La Salle's 4th touchdown, we saw some of the Cubs students start to make their way toward the exit.
Yeah, we were down there at halftime looking around, and there was a lot of people exiting.
Another touchback. This kicker has got a leg on him.
And now the Cubs offense coming back on for the first time in this 3rd quarter. It looks like they're running the clock. They're just going to keep it running through. They're really just saying that the Cubs have no chance of coming back.
Especially now with a running clock.
8 minutes and 30 seconds to play in this 3rd quarter. We have Tyler Bolash to take the snap with Nick Johnson in the backfield. And
You gotta wonder why the refs are even stopping the game at this point.
Play is whistled dead. False start on the offense.
Insult to injury, moving the Cubs back there. First and 15 now.
On their own 15.
Gotta wonder if Coach Glenn's gonna keep the same call or maybe switch it up to a pass now that they got a bit farther to go. Tyler drops back, rolls out. A great catch. Do they say it's in? Jordan Hearns, another sideline catch.
Yeah, that's a great play by the Cubs there. They got to start moving down the field a lot more, get those 15-yard gains consistently. When they've tried to throw it deep and down the field, it's worked a lot. As we saw right before halftime, Elijah came down with the ball, Hail Mary with 1 second left. Unfortunately, did not get in the end zone, but he caught it over 3 Pilot defenders. As they hand the ball off to Nick Johnson, and it is stuffed for a loss of a yard, maybe 2. You know, the offensive line, we were talking very highly about them, but they have started falling apart here at the end of the 2nd, start of the 3rd. Obviously, they're not getting much support when UD's running the ball, let alone the pressure that Tyler's been facing later in this game. 6 minutes, 45 seconds to go in the 3rd. Bolash back. Bolash throws it straight through Jordan Hearns' hands.
He's frustrated with that one.
3rd and 12 for the Cubs. They really need something to happen right here. If I'm calling the plays right now, I'm getting Dotson on it looks like he might have a 2nd string corner on him. And you know Dotson's fast. You know he can go up and catch the ball. I'm saying we throw one up to him right here with no... might have some safety help on him now.
Tyler empty set. Looks for the quick pass. Ref, get out of the way. And that's Nick Johnson. The pass was intended for.
Hit right
Incomplete.
off his hands, too. And Elijah Dotson had his man absolutely cooked on the right side. He had a good 5 yards, about 3 yards of separation on his man, but we just didn't throw it to him.
Liam McGrail for another punt here. Been pretty solid all day, hitting his extra point. Had a decent kickoff. And then a array of punts.
Yeah, the UAD fans might not be in the game right now, but the band is definitely in the game.
Oh,
And
bad
not
bounce.
a good bounce for the Cubs, but Pilots will have the ball at their own 47
Way to down the ball
line.
there by Alan Frazier. He's making his start today on the Cubs offensive line.
Yeah, and we see the third string quarterback. Looks like he's coming into the game now. It's not the starter, not the guy we just saw last possession, but it is their third quarterback.
He runs it, or he hands it off. This running back is shifty.
And this
Breaks
running
a couple
back
tackles.
is probably going D1.
Keeps his legs turning and gets down to about the 35.
Yeah, number 23 on De La Salle, the running back. I think he has about 4 touchdowns this game. He's just been killing the Cubs offense, averaging about probably 12 yards a carry with a long touchdown of probably 45 yards. It's really not that fair of a matchup for the Cubs right now. Snap is taken, run up the middle is stuffed. Tyler Bolash, the 3-position player, all sides of the ball. I don't even want to know how he's feeling right now. He's probably exhausted. But he comes in there and makes a tackle on the running back. And it looks like
Cubs defense looking strong out here. Fired up for this possession.
yeah, he just had a good stop on the run, but here the Pilots are going to run a jet sweep to the the receiver, and he gets about 5 yards right there, a little less, and it is 3rd and 5 now.
Cubs are making some substitutions. Ian Conal is now out of the game with Elijah Dotson replacing him. Oh, wait. Yeah, they're putting
looks
Elijah
like,
in on safety.
It looks like they have half their offense on defense right now. We got Philip Cato and Dakari Gilkey running at DB right now, 2 of our running backs, but they did play defense last year.
Coach Lewis, I think, just trying to get some of these defensive underclassmen just some play time.
Yeah, the Elijah Dotson, Dakari Gilkey, 2 sophomores, very big talents on this team. Usually you don't see Dotson and Cato and Gilkey playing at all sides of the ball, right? Except I guess today, down by enough, and you see Dotson going to play man coverage on someone. And ball targeted towards number 16, broken up by Cato. Cato has been really a breakout talent this year, playing running back. I don't think he's ever played running back before this year, but he's really shown to the coaches what he can do with a couple rushing touchdowns against Oak Park, Seaholm, Pickney. He's just had a pretty good, successful season so far. Next year, it looks like he might be playing both sides of the ball, possibly, and the Cubs offense now back out after a 4th down stop.
De La Salle making some substitutions right before the play starts.
Yeah, Tyler Bolosh to take the snap now. Puts Dotson in motion. Dotson hands it off to Johnson. Pretty nice design plan. Oh, Nick Johnson stays in bounds down the sideline. Will he get caught? He will get caught at about the 3-yard line. Nick Johnson could not leg out his defender, but he did just pick up around 60 yards. A great play for UAD right there.
Nick Johnson, also a track athlete, very fast. Surprised to see him ran down there.
Yeah, it looks like he kind of just got tired. He ended up having to break a couple tackles. Really takes the wind out of you, and then he had to run another 60 yards after that. They're going to hand it off to him again, but he is stuffed. Looks still pushing him forward, but it looks like he might have lost a yard there.
That's going to be the end of the quarter with this running clock. Game's moving much faster.
All right, we're back. The Cubs on their 3-yard line. They're going to hand it off to Johnson again, and did he get it?
The refs say no.
No, so it will be 3rd down in inches to the goal line.
The band is getting pretty rowdy down there, knowing they might get to celebrate something soon.
And Tyler Bolosh on the keeper up the middle, and
Ref signal's good
for the Cubs. See Tyler's mom clapping down there. So the Cubs.
That's wild. Okay.
The Cubs now have 13 points to De La Salle's 49, looking for an extra point right here. And Liam McGrail to kick the extra point. And he pins it again, 49-14 Cubs, mounting a comeback with 11 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the 4th. They've got it down to a 35-point deficit.
It's almost at this point where you wish it wasn't a running clock.
Um,
Cubs starting to make a run.
5 touchdown.
Cubs out to kick off. Not a sight we've seen a lot today, but sure glad to see it again. You think McGrail's going to go with a squib kick here, or he's going to try and give it all he's got?
I don't know really what they're going to do here. It looks...
Wow.
Wow, the
returners are set up on the 20-yard line, daring him to kick it far.
It doesn't look like it's McGrail kicking off right now. It looks like it's the backup.
Pierre Gisrali, or Paul, not Pierre.
Oh, but he boots it to the 10-yard line. And a De La Salle receiver to take it, and he just gets stopped. Great tackle by none other than Philip Cato, the man we were just talking about, playing both sides of the ball, and he is going to stay out and play both sides again. Philip Cato, still 1 year left to play. He's also a pretty big guy at about 5'11". Got some muscle to him too. He might have some D1 offers by next year.
Yeah, Philip's got a lot of potential. Can't wait to see what he does with all that. Also a basketball player.
Yeah, I don't know if he's playing this year, though, with a very talented Cubs basketball team. Looking to probably win the state championship there this year, if I say so myself. And keeper by the quarterback, a different quarterback. This time, the second quarterback that we saw today at the start of the third.
Cubs defense has got to be feeling good. Got their first stop of the day on 4th down, just last possession, which led to points for them.
2nd and 7 for the Pilots here on their own 21. I'm really liking how the Cubs defense, yes, the Pilots have all their second string players in, but the Cubs defense is really showing out right now. Once they put Cato and Gilkey and Hearns, all the offensive players on defense, it kind of seems like they're playing a little bit better.
I think these young players have got a bit more fire under them.
Yeah, it looks like Tyler Bolosh is finally getting some rest up on the sideline. Been in the game the whole time, and he's finally out for a couple snaps. And Jack Boris with a nice tackle on the outside to prevent the first down, but it is 3rd and 2 for the Pilots now.
That's Alan Frazier replacing Tyler at linebacker.
Yeah, and the Cubs look like they're probably going to be blitzing here. They got a lot of guys in the box. And quarterback tries to take it himself and gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
The ball is out, but that looks to be late.
And it is 4th and 1 to go now for the Pilots, and it looks like they're definitely going to go for it here. Cubs look like they're going to be sending a blitz right here. See what happens.
Quarterback's lining up in shotgun.
It's an interesting play. Let's see what he's going to do here. I'm thinking he almost got the Cubs to jump there.
Wow. Jack Boris almost crossed the line.
If the offensive line reacted to all that movement on our Cubs defensive line, it would have been offsides on the Cubs, but fortunately enough for them, and
now there's a flag
is thrown. Delay a game from the Pilots, and now it looks like they're going to send out their punt team most likely.
First time this game we'll get to have a look at their punter here. I think it's the same guy who's been doing their kickoffs, but he looks pretty solid, so.
And going back to these college football scores, Texas and Oklahoma State having a very close game, 1-touchdown game. Texas up 34-27. LSU and Mississippi still an 18-point game. And LSU also has ball up 38-20. And Oregon at UCLA, 15-point game.
Back
Oregon
to the game.
Up
Elijah signals a fair catch.
With 7 minutes to go in this game, the Cubs really aren't looking to do a whole lot here. They're probably just going to put all their seniors in because this will be their last game of their football football careers, unfortunately.
There are some seniors who have decided they're going to go play football in college. A lot of them are uncommitted, though. So Jason Brown's one who's looking to pursue his college athletic career, along with Alex Iannuzzi.
And the run is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Looks like the Cubs have put in all second string players except for Bolash.
Put Dante Banks in at receiver. He's another young player at a sophomore. He has a lot of talent too, being 6'4" already.
And the handoff again, and Cubs are swarmed for a loss of 3. The Cubs really are not doing anything at this point, kind of just running the ball.
Cubs are putting some of the backups in though. We got Dante who got pulled up from JV. Lachlan McGrail on the far side playing receiver. Our 4-string running back who's a senior, Nate Sanford, he was 1 or 2 at the beginning of the season, but coaches found talent in.
And Lachlan McGrail really just got pressed on the line on the far right side. He tripped and fell. Not tripped and fell, he got pressed on the line, got knocked down. Lachlan McGrail, I think his first time in the game this season.
No, he's played before. He's on kickoff.
He's been on a kickoff, but first offensive snaps of the season. And Tyler Bolash to take the snap. They're going to hand it off again on 4th and 3 and not get it. Turnover, Pilots ball.
We put some young offensive line in there.
And it looks like Johan Lewis, number 19, was also in for the Cubs. You haven't seen him a whole lot this season either. The football players say he is a very talented route runner. He's just not that big of a guy, but also a junior, probably going to be starting next year as a wide receiver 3 or 4. And the Pilots offense back out. It looks like they've got their 4th string JV quarterback in right here. This is the 4th quarterback we've seen for the Pilots today. And there is a timeout by the Cubs here. It's an interesting call because we don't really need a timeout here.
4 minutes left in the game here. Stands are almost empty.
Yeah, it's looking to be probably just the dedicated Cub fan and Pilot fans and all the parents. This place is really cleared out. Everyone wants to beat the traffic out of here.
Hearing De La Salle's band for the first time today. Nothing compared to the Cubs.
Yeah, the Cubs might have lost this game, but their band definitely sounded a lot better, and they got to do the national anthem at the start of the game, so that's a plus for the UAD Cubs. And a handoff up the middle for a 5-yard gain for the Pilots. All their backups are in for both sides right now. Although the Cubs do have some of their offensive players on the defensive side just getting reps in at whatever position they want to play.
Domenico Dwyer's in at rover or outside linebacker. He's one of the favorites on the team. Big lifter in the weight room. Love to see what he can do on the field.
Yeah, and just as you were talking about Domenico Dwyer, he did get push blocked all the way back into his own defensive line.
Opened up a nice lane for that quarterback run. Only getting about 4 yards though. That'll bring up about 3rd and 1.
The Pilots are probably going to end up going for it on 4th down
Making some
anyways if
subs.
they don't get
DC
it.
and Elijah are off for Lachlan and Philip Cato ran on. Run up the middle. Oh. Amari gets there. Amari, another sophomore who's usually an offensive player playing tackle, gets some defensive end reps. Cubs are also missing a big asset at defensive end in Marquis Sagna.
Yeah, he got injured. He was making fun of my broken leg, and he unfortunately got injured the next football game. So you could call that karma. We also haven't seen a lot of Kevon Logan Pay, another junior.
He's injured.
Kevon did tear something in his bicep muscle. And
Another play by Amari. Great stop there on 4th down.
And not a timeout. The punt team is coming out for the Pilots here.
We got about 1:40 left in this game, and looks like the comeback is not going to happen.
No. I'm sure a lot of people are expecting the Cubs to make a miraculous comeback.
Yeah,
and
no, I'm going to
score,
call it.
5 touchdowns at halftime. But no, it did not happen. They put up 1 touchdown so far in the third quarter, but they're receiving the ball now. And it looks like De La Salle is not actually going to punt. Oh, they turned it over. So the Cubs have the ball now. Tyler Bolosh staying in the game with his not his starting lineup, but Johan Lewis gets the ball, just who I was talking about. Johan Lewis cuts it
big
upfield.
Playmaker.
Johan Lewis cutting it down to the 21-yard line.
It's a smart player there to get out of bounds. Unfortunately,
Just
the
as
clock is
I was
not
talking about
stopping.
Johan Lewis being such a offensive weapon that just doesn't play a lot, he breaks out for a big run. That's what we like to see from Johan. He's kind of an underrated, underappreciated player on this Jesuit offense. He doesn't get a lot of PT, but next year he's looking to get a lot more.
We got 30 seconds left in the game. Let's see if Coach Lewis is just going for the touchdown here or if he wants to actually run a couple more plays. No luck that time on the run as he's met by 3 Pilot defenders in the backfield. And that's going to be game. Probably shouldn't have ran another play. Wanted to end on that. Pilots of De La Salle 49, U of D Jesuit Cubs 14. I'm Connor Laidlaw.
I'm JJ Scheck, and thank you for listening.
It's been a great season.